Are you a new or fresh Reboot player? In need of Meso? Woo, yeah, that's me! I am, woo! Are you a player with little time to grind? Or with no Meso drop gear? Or no boss mules? That might be me! I don't know! Are you an experienced Mapler looking for something to link new players or friends in the guild that have just started the grind? Maybe, man. I don't know. I just play Maple Bro Pog. Well, have I got the video for you? Oh, wow. And then I'll do the scene. Wow. Look at that, dude. Crazy. Welcome back, lads and ladies, to another video by your boy Alex. This is another video in that sort of new player friendly starting guides I've been doing for some reason. If you've seen the previous ones, in particular the hyperburning one, I mentioned some steps that I took to prepare myself when the hyperburning hit, and this video is related to the Meso generation part of that video. As I said before, and a lot of you are kind of aware, starting out in Reboot with that little to no Meso income is really super tough to get going, especially when you don't know what to do. Even just like buying cubes or flames in particular are super duper expensive. Star forcing can be really rough, especially off event. So this is my tips and tricks to make a few extra 100 mil a day, and billions per week, almost billions, or well, almost multiple billions per week, to help progress much faster for a main, or to save while you wait for your hyperburning in Savior, which we know is coming up very soon. On the 14th is when it's suggested to be. We don't have a official date yet, but I'm pretty sure that's when it's going to be. So about 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks? Let me check my calendar. Yeah, about 2.5 weeks. So we're going to be ready for it. So let's get right into this sort of Meso guide then. Step 1, and I can't go to it from Jongmoon, I have to move. Step 1 is going to be Maple Tour. And that is in the dimensional portal, which you can find in all cities via the quick move button. Or you can just, I don't know where the dimensional portal is in Cernium. There it is. You just go up to it, all the way at the bottom, you've got Maple Tour. We're going to move here. Maple Tour is basically a GMS exclusive system that KMS don't have, and it's kind of like Monster Park, if you've done that before, where you run 6 stages, you get a Meso reward at the end of it that stacks up into a payment. The way that works is through this lady here, is Lulu. Each run you do will give you a set amount of Meso based on what area you do. We always do the highest level one for the most amount of Meso. The mobs are super weak, so it's really easy to kill them, so you don't need to worry about that. And what I'm going to do is show you one run now. I'm in a party. So we're going to enter, and we go to Masteria, the Krakian jungle. One thing you get 2 free clears per day. If you pay Maple points or NX cash, you can get up to 7 clears a day, but you know, most people are free to play, so we'll explain on the 2 runs. So we'll go into Masteria. And again, like Monster Park, it is just a simple kill monsters in the map. Stage 1 is probably the most annoying of all of them because the mobs just fly around a lot. But we kill those, we go up into Stage 2. We do an up jump, kill these ones on the top platform, and then just run along the map. And then the rest of it is just the same. A lot of going all the way to the right, taking the portal to the next stage. Like I said, these mobs are super weak, so even like a brand new, fresh 200 with no 5th job can easily kill these. But obviously I would recommend doing your 5th job quest, because it'll just make it easier. Kill those. And then jump down for the final stage. There's a little boss mob here. He's quite weak. You probably kill him in a few hits. And then through. So we clear the stage, and you can see we got 24 mil in our payday payment. This payment stacks based on how many runs you do each week, and on the 7th day you can get a payment from her. And the way you do that is she'll have a quest on the 7th day, you just set and you collect a payday, and you'll get your total Meso. It's nice and easy. So I've now done my 2 daily runs. I did 1 run before recording. And the way it works out, you get about 50 mil per day into your payment bank. And on the 7th day, you'll get, according to math, based on the 24.4 mil per run, it's 334 mil per week. And that's just from Maple Tour alone. So keep that figure in mind while we go to the next section, which is going to be Ursus. And I'm going to take off my pet because I have auto heal, and it just sort of makes it easier to die in Ursus, which makes it a bit quicker. You can go to Ursus either through the dimensional portal or through the boss menu. And you'll see we're here right now. But basically, for Ursus, you get 3 attempts per day. And what I do is, you can do it with up to 18 people. If you do it on the golden time when a lot of people turn up. But what I do is I just solo it in the party play. And this is why I take the auto heal off, because I get to 550 points, which is an S rank. And I'll put my toggles on. I just attack, attack, attack. And you'll see the total score is going up. 550, there we go, that's an S rank. So what I do now is I just let him kill me. Because this will then mean that we can get out of the dungeon or the boss fight as soon as possible. And we will get our Meso. And you can see here, I get 38.6 mil. This figure will vary based on your character's level. The average sort of price I've seen for a lot of people is 30 mil and above. So we'll press enter. And because that was my 3rd run, I'll be able to show you that per day from Ursus, I get 116 mil. So if I was to do 3 runs per day for 7 days again, that's over 800 mil per week. So added that into the 340 mil per week that we get from Maple Tour as well. You can see the money is starting to stack up. The main difference between Ursus and Maple Tour is that we get our payment instantly with this one. So it's a lot more like, it's more tangible evidence that you're able to see it much quicker. And the 3rd step, and again, I mentioned this in my hyperburning video, is the daily bosses. And what you want to do, I've already cleared them just to sort of help keep this video as short as possible. Because the other ones I made were a bit long, so just for being digestible, I want to help keep this one down. Is to do all of the daily bosses. Excuse me, sorry. The daily bosses in themselves are quite easy. Again, if you're a level 200 character and you have 5th job, you should be able to kill them all quite easily, quite reliably. The only one that can kind of be annoying is maybe Papalatus. Von Leon hard can be kind of rough, especially if you're like fresh 200 with no links and no legion. It can be kind of a rough one. He's kind of strong. And a Rand Maru can be quite tough as well. Oh, excuse me. Some of these are going to require pre-quests. For example, Von Leon again, you need to do the... I forgot where it is. You need to do Von Leon's castle up until the point where you meet Luden. And he will give you a quest to fight Von Leon after getting a scroll, which then unlocks Von Leon for you. Arcarium, as another example. Arcarium. Up to you. He comes from the Silent Crusade questline, which will turn up in your white light bulb as a level like 90 quest. Silent Crusade. And that involves going around... Do I have it keybound? I do. That involves going around multiple different areas, so like Orient, and then you will unlock there'll be a separate quest once you get to the base in Edelstein, and that will have a like another quest chain that takes you to Leafree, into the Temple of Time, and then you unlock Arcarium that way. Speaking of Temple of Time, Pink Bean is another one of these daily bosses that has a pre-quest, and that involves doing, again, the Temple of Time questline, which takes you through all of the maps. I think they used to make you have to do this for 5th job advancement, but I don't think you need to anymore. I honestly don't remember. But you just go through each map, and you'll get a quest when you get in that map, and then you need to kill a certain amount of mobs, and then eventually you'll get to the end, and you fight Pink Bean. But yeah, that's just an example of some of them that need pre-quests. Like Papalatus needs one as well in Forgotten Time. But if you... Well, Magnus needs Helysium. Now that I think about it, so many of these bosses need pre-quests, man. Helysium in the Tyrant Castle. But it's good to knock these out while you can, especially if you're preparing for a hyperburning. Because then you can have the pre-quests already done when you have your hyperburn. You can just go straight into the bosses and get it all done super quick. But yeah, if you encounter a boss in the list that you can't do in the daily list, that you can't, like, you don't know how to unlock it, everything is on Google or Maple Wiki, or even in your guilds or class discords. They all have question sections usually. Feel free to ask people. A lot of people in Maple are really nice. So you maybe you're afraid, you don't want to seem like a new player, but don't be afraid of that. The community is always, from my experience, been super nice, and always willing to help. So don't hesitate. If you're on EU Reboot, you can even ask me. But yeah, don't worry about it, man. No stress. So what we're going to do is, as an example, say you've just done all of those daily bosses. We're going to go sell those boss crystals. And endgame pro players, don't worry about me selling my crystals and affecting my sale limit. I only sell 140 crystals anyway, because I am a big noob, so... no worries here. We're going to sell all, and as you can see, for all of the daily bosses, that's 110 mil per day. So as you can imagine... Ooh, nice voice crack. As you can imagine, over a week, that's 770 mil. Which, added on to all of our other Meso values, is quite a lot. So what I'm going to do is bring up a... If I've done it right in OBS... This. Wow. So as you can see, from Mapletour, we're getting 334 mil per week. From Ursus, we're getting 805 mil per week. And from daily bosses, we're getting 770 mil per week. So that brings our weekly income to 1.9 billion mesos per week. And this is without grinding. This is without doing any weekly bosses that require a slightly funded character or investment. Of course, that 1.9 bill will vary depending on your Ursus, because the Ursus Meso scales, as I said earlier, with your level. So you may get more, you may get less, completely depending on what your character is. I'll also bring up another box that I should have brought up earlier. It's going to be the Ursus Times. Ursus has a feature where at certain times of the day, you're going to get double the Meso reward. And those slots are on screen now in UTC time, which is what the server is based in. You'll have to check Google to check your own time zone, because there's so many different time zones. I'm not going to put all of them on the screen. But that's an everyday rotating thing where you get the double Meso. And then I'll bring up this one again. Wow. Look at this. OBS Pro. Oh, man. But yeah, that's sort of it. Meso-wise, that's kind of a really easy way to get some starting Meso without going crazy or having an established account with all these boss mules that you might see a lot of people have. Because being able to set that up is really, in itself, a costly endeavor, especially with how difficult node stones can be to get. Especially off event as well. So having this chunk of Meso to help is sort of a really nice way to get you started. And it's also a really good way to prepare for hyperburning in a few weeks' time. So yeah, I don't really know what to say now. Glad I could help. That's the video. I'm going to make a few more videos before Savior, I guess. One of the ideas I had was a 200 to 275 guide for when hyperburning is closer. Just to sort of show a few maps that people may or may not be aware of, and a good way to get started as well. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Yeah, man, it's been this is a bit weird. I don't know why I'm mentioning this, but it's nice, you know, when you look in the comments. I've seen a lot of like appreciation and like thanks, and some people have been really nice, you know, and it just helps remind me that, you know, the Maple community is a nice bunch of people. So yeah, thanks for watching, man. Very pog.